Hi, Akil.
Hey, how we doing? Just to let everybody know we're live. Yeah, I'm thinking right? All right, Alex, you ready to start? Renee, you ready to start? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
yeah. Good when you are.
Yep.
I'm that. I don't know how to turn that off. That should keep more people.
Oh, bear with. Let me do that.
I'm
There you go.
going to.
Cool.
Right. So hopefully, I'm mad nervous. Oh my god. Wow. There's a lot of people here. So before I get started, everyone, nice to see you, nice to hear you, nice to have you, and happy Saturday. I've got a lot of love for you. But before we start, I get really nervous when doing these things, and so I have a habit of just taking 3 deep breaths. Someone's telling me they can't find the link. That's hilarious. Live stream. Sorry, folks. Where did it go? Oh my god. Sorry, I can't find it. I can't find what I'm looking for. This is ridiculous. Here we go. Anyway, I get a little bit nervous when doing these things. My palms are even sweating. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths. I am going to count down from 3, 2, 1, and we're going to breathe in and out and in and out and in and out. We're going to do it fast, okay? So 3, 2, 1, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay. My name is Akil. I'm the director of M&C Sachi Saturday School. Once upon a time, this was all an idea, and the truth of the matter is, I'm very grateful to have you all here. So I would just like to start by saying thank you. We have like 500 Black businesses sign up to this program. We have like 500 mentors sign up to this program. Brands have come to help and support us. I've just got sincere gratitude towards everybody, and I just hope that me and the team can deliver on such a great service for you. I do call it a service because like we're really looking to serve and help you deliver on what you need. So this is what I'm going to be running through. I'm going to be running through what we've got planned for you. We've actually got a lot planned, and I'm really proud of what we've pulled off. I'm going to introduce you to the program, how you're going to get your mentors, some of the offerings that we have with brand partnerships. I'm also going to let Alex do a lot of the run through with regards to the mentorship training, mentorship training, anti-racist training, and all that type of stuff. So we've got a world of experts here that have actually come to deliver this work, and I just hope we can like do all the good stuff. So just a quick getting to know you activity. If you would like, we're gonna give space for people to come and introduce themselves later on in this session. And so that's just to say, hey, who you are, your name, your business, or your job role. why you signed up and what you maybe what you're excited about and what you might be nervous about. And I think that's just going to be a great way for us to kind of see who's here. So if you would like to introduce yourself later on, please do just write your name in the chat and we'll pick that up, and we'll send you the questions that you need to prepare yourself for later on in the session. So this is a big joy of mine. Let me get my pointer. This is how this whole program is going to work. We're going to have we're going to have the businesses sign up, onboard themselves. You're going to get to select your own mentor. You will get mentored. And then you'll also have access to masterclasses and resources. So masterclasses is something that we've been experimenting with at Saturday School, where we get world-leading experts to share with you their thoughts and views on key topics. And so now we understand the cohort we have, we get to offer that a number of times with different verticals we have, be that people that need to understand market awareness, people that need to understand how to do their finances, people who need to understand how to. We've partnered with some really good organizations to make sure we can deliver that content outside of your mentorship training. With regards to resources, I'll be showing you some resources that we have available. So one of the biggest things that I'm really proud of is that you, businesses, you will get to choose your mentor. Not me, not anyone in the team, you will choose your mentor. And we're going to do this through developing a portal on the Black Business site, blackbusiness.mcsaatchi.com site, and you'll be able to sign up, write down what industry you're in, write down an introduction, and search for the skills that you need help with. It's going to look a little bit like this. This is just one of the slides that we have, but we're trying to make this as easy and accessible for you as possible to get the help that you need from the right people. We're going to be delivering masterclasses, as I said, and we've got a few great brands that come and deliver masterclasses with us. Camden Brew is going to help you market a niche product. Google Digital Garage is probably going to help us come and just be able to deliver their skills and help people get online, especially those businesses that were doing hand-to-hand sales before Corona. Lloyd's Bank Academy is actually a really good digital resource where you get to understand things in bite-sized chunks, and they've got a whole heap of expertise from not just banking but to law, to actually all the way through the pipeline. Spark is an innovation firm in which they're going to be helping people bring together their minimum viable products and stuff like that. And Virgin Startups has got their own mentorship program, which they're going to be supporting us with to make sure that we support the right people as we need to. For the resources, we've been working really hard to see what we can do to offer people stuff that actually helps improve their business. We're going to be working with Paolo Rizzi to do some free headshots for people. I don't know if anyone's seen my Instagram, but he's a headshot, so he's down to really support the community and make sure that you're all seen and taken and like shown in the best light. M&C Saatchi Saturday School, we've been working for a really long time to build up, to bring a website together. And so that's about a month out. And so that will have all the M&C Saatchi Saturday School classes ready and available to anyone so that they can log on online any given time and be able to like access all those support things that they need. This kind of web development, we've done we're in the midst of doing deals with a few organizations so that we can provide you web development at a cheaper cost, right? So how do we get you online? How do we get you selling? How do we get you progressing in your business or your idea? These are the types of resources that we really want to offer here. And small business loans, well, we have to go and pass our due diligence, but if we do, we might be in a position to be able to help businesses get access to small business loans as well. And I think that's going to be great because that means people aren't stifled by a lack of knowledge or lack of money or lack of resources. They've got this. I hope this space creates a hub where everyone can access the services they need. Told you the website's coming soon. We're working really hard to make it happen. So I've got a missing slide here, which is fun. But when it comes down to the shared resources between mentors and mentees, what it seems like we're going to have here is we're going to be focusing a lot on well-being. We're going to be making sure that everyone has access to fitness throughout this program, because looking after your mind, body, and soul is just as important as looking after your business. And so we're going to have Courtney Bygraves of Almighty Fitness. He's actually a mentor. He's actually a business on this mentorship program, but he's also a friend of mine. And so I'm working with him every Saturday, be delivering fitness sessions at about 11:30 a.m. Keep us all sharp. We're going to be working with Fierce Grace Yoga Studio to see if we can make sure that everyone gets access to yoga and well-being and stuff like that. And we're also going to be doing safe spaces, so a space where everyone gets to come in and talk about their experience and share their experiences, and so we get to learn from each other and learn from others and support each other as a community. Networking for mentors and businesses and Black businesses. We're going to be offering a space to network. I believe in Corona, that's going to be a really interesting thing now. This is still going on and the way we do this has changed. And so providing spaces for people to come and do network, providing spaces for people to come and connect and engage, providing spaces for people to do good business around the topic, which makes sense. How do we change the system, right? So providing the space for people to do business, we're going to look forward to bringing to you through ticketed events. We're also going to be working with organizations to be able to offer jobs, and that's jobs not just for anyone within our business community, but that's jobs in general. So because we understand we got 500 mentors that might want to change job one day, we understand we have 500 businesses that might want to change job one day. We're going to make ourselves a job platform. So if you have any jobs that you want to post up on the platform, we'll provide you details about how you can do that. We're also going to be offering this thing called a business marketplace. And so the beauty about the marketplace is we're going to see opportunities and activities outside our own. So if any business within the community wants to put on an event, they can let us know, and we can put the marketplace to let people know that this is going on. I believe we got so many people that seem to share similar thoughts and views and stuff like that. It's nearly only essential if we provide this space. We'll also be providing a space where businesses will be able to market their wares and market their businesses. And hopefully we'll all support each other to grow. I really do look forward to that opportunity. Okay. So for mentors are going to take you on a slightly different journey. Mentors are going to take you on a journey of not just the well-being, not just the networking, not just the job offers, but also we're going to be able to give you mentorship training. We're going to give you anti-race training. And so these are going to be offered by Alex Miguel. Alex, he's been doing this for years. I trust him. I've learned from him in a while, so I decided to put it to everybody. That's kind of how I work. But we're going to be offering online and training. We're going to be offering safe spaces. Also, we understand that people might not be able to have sessions like this on a regular basis. So we're cutting down a lot of training to video chunks, and they'll be made accessible to you through the. We'll also be making worksheets all the for those and mentees so that everyone can keep track of what they're doing and keep track of how it's going. I just would like to make this very broad up. We hope that this whole program is going to be delivered online. And so with that in mind, I'm going to do my primary meet a mentee, no matter where in the world you are, you have an opportunity to connect simply because we have these tools available. Even if you haven't got Zoom, there's Google Hangouts or web. I do hope you have the opportunity to meet your mentor or mentee in whatever way. With regards to anti-racism, and we're going to be working with Fearless Futures to deliver this anti-racist training, and they really the cost of delivering that service. And since that cost was outside the initiative to deliver, the first session will be free to give everyone a taste of it, but then we have a small fee to sustain cost of work to make Fearless Future trainers to deliver these services for us. I believe we'll be really successful, and this stuff has changed my life, so otherwise. Mentoring a business, we're going to be planting seeds of change. This whole program is about making a difference. I believe this whole program is about businesses learning how to move into new spaces. I believe this is about mentors coming together, learning how to be different and making new decisions as they move forward. I believe this is genuinely about planting seeds of change. And so with that in mind, I really do hope that along this journey, along this steps, you really do join us, you really do engage, you really do participate. Planting a seed is one thing, but watering it and nurturing it and watching it grow, and that's something that I believe we can make a forest of difference, a great world of difference. And I can only hope that we do this together. Let's see. It seems like I've got really slow internet. My images have been just evaporated, which is fortunate. Ah, no, if you wait a second, it loads. It's unfortunate. I can move on. I don't need to wait. This is the image that Rankin donated for us, and it is actually called Seeds of Change. And I didn't get it in the beginning. It makes zero sense to me. But after a while, after I realized what we were doing, I realized the opportunities we had and opportunities we had to deliver our communities and the people we work with. I believe it's absolutely essential that we take this moment to think about it and just understand that we always make a difference. Questions you can on me, and I want to pass this to Renee. My screen, but thank you very much. Here for a minute.
Can you all hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Cool.
Yeah,
Akil,
good.
can you put the slides back, please?
Yeah.
You know, I'll run it from my side. Just bear with me a second. I'll pop your slides up. Bear with.
Thank you.
Cool.
Just before, hang on, I'll just put my camera on just so you can actually see my face. Just before we get started, is it all right if we actually go through our first activity, Akil?
Yeah, go for it. Most definitely.
Sure. Okay, cool. Let's do that. So, sorry, Renee. I've got this one slide available for everyone. So Renee and her amazing skills in terms of making sure everyone's connected would have sent you an email, I believe, yesterday to go through exactly what it is that we're planning to do today. And you would have seen a link to a My Values document. If you don't have that, then I can just pop that in the chat function, which I'll do in just a second. But if you could, pop that open. And I'd like to give you 5 minutes to just go through questions 1 and also number 2. For those of you who haven't got access to that, I'm just going to pop that in the chat function like so. So we'll give you 5 minutes. It's literally 47 minutes past. So let's come back in at 52 minutes past. 5 minutes just to complete questions 1 and 2 in your My Values document. You should be able to access that from G Drive. And for those of you who are new to using G Drive, if you head over to this document via the link that I've just provided or via the email, once it loads, you can click on File and then Make a Copy. If not, you can download the actual document itself and it will open happily in Microsoft Word or Pages or whatever word processing document software that you have.
Alex, do you want to just give people some?
Sure, just working on that.
So I'm not too sure if anyone else is facing these issues, but it says I need permission to edit the document.
Yeah, so you should be able to make a copy of the document. So if you head to File and then Make a Copy, you should be able to add that to your G Drive, or you can just download it from scratch.
I don't have to do that.
So could you say that again, Obi?
It doesn't allow me.
Okay. Let me see if I can do a thing. Bear with. Okay, I'm seeing that. Okay, cool. I've just seen that Obi has just saved it on Word. Cool. If you try and download the document, if it's not allowing you to head straight in and edit on the actual document itself, then you should be able to download it just by following the same file up in the top left-hand corner and going down that list in towards download. And for those of you trying to edit those boxes, what we can do is you can double click on those individual boxes and then you can go ahead and type in whatever it is that you need to by double clicking a second time. And yep, it's questions 1 and 2. And just for anyone else who's having issues with editing directly on G Drive, I've just popped in a second link which allows you to get the document, the Microsoft Office document version of this as well. Okay, so I think let's hand over to Renee so that way she can bring you through everything that she's going to speak about regarding her role in this project. Renee, you ready?
I am ready.
Cool.
Just hoping that because I've got my camera on, I don't cut out or anything. If I do, just drop something in the chat so I can see it.
Sure, we'll do.
Thank you. Cool. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming today. We finally made it to the kickoff. I'm sure you're all excited and looking forward to getting started. So I'm Renee. I am the community manager for Mentor Black Business. And if you could go to the next slide, Alex, that would be helpful. So, sorry, the next one.
Sorry.
That's all right.
There you go.
The one after that. Thank you. So I'm just quickly going to introduce you to what it is that I do for this project. So I am the community manager. So you might have seen a lot of correspondence going to your inboxes regarding our next steps and where we're going and what we're going to be doing. That all comes from me. So I'm the outreach. If you see the email outreach@essexxl.org, that's me. So any sort of correspondence in letting you know what's happening, keeping you all informed and up to date, and any queries, anything that you have, please do drop me an email. And myself or a member of the team will get back to you and point you in the direction that you need to go. But the main bulk of the community management work is to build out a pipeline and community. So that entails making sure that the right people know about this project, making sure that the right networks are plugged in and joined up to this, as well as collecting stories. So one of the major things, sorry, someone just said, I don't think I'm getting the emails. Yep, sorry. So one of the major things that we're going to be doing throughout the program is collecting stories. So when you're paired up with your mentors/mentees, I will be plugging in with you and tapping in with you and connecting just to make sure that everything's going okay, anything that you want to share about the journey, and we'll collate them somehow to kind of capture some learning and some reflections. And yeah, that's it from me. I've seen a couple of you haven't been getting the emails. If you drop your email in the chat, I'll make sure that you're added to the list. And if you can let me know next to your name whether you're a mentor or a mentee, then I can get you added to that. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Renee.
Thanks.
So for those of you who want to know, this is Renee's email address if you do need it at any point to reach out to her. So yeah. Oh.
Sorry, Alex, can you make sure that it's the outreach email and not?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So don't email this one, guys. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to call back Akil to run us through this, if this okay.
Hi everybody. I've been having internet trouble all day, so I'm not even going to try and put my camera on anymore. Can we ask Daniel Tweet to come and turn his camera on and introduce themselves? Is that okay?
Hey, camera's on. Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Chewitz. A lot of people get my name wrong, so that's fine. It's all right. I've been in business and service design for the last probably 8 years now. So what that means is I help organizations, large corporations, and social enterprises reimagine the future by building new experiences, digital products, and also identifying new ways to create new revenue for business models. So that's myself, really. I've worked with a number of different organizations over time, Lego, Barclays, Lloyd's, Twinings, but I don't want to stay up all your time.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Daniel. Can I ask Carmen Wedge to come and share who they are, please? Carmen, you about?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Carmen Aguilar Wedge. I run a business called Hyphen Labs. We work in arts and emerging technology, and we are lucky and very grateful to actually sit next to Akil and the community team at Somerset House. So I'm a mentor, and this is my partner.
Hello, I'm Ramin Shambayati. I work at Random International as a senior designer. We are a art group, kind of doing art and tech, and yeah, work in a very kind of collaborative space and hoping to be able to help as a mentor as well.
Thank you. Bye. Lovely to see you. Can I have Michelle from Fierce Grace? Michelle, are you still here?
Hello, am I unmuted? Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle. I have Fierce Grace Yoga. I started off as a yoga teacher 25 years ago, and now we have a brand that does, yoga teacher trainings. We have studios in Rome, New York, in New Zealand, in Dublin. So we're spreading around the world, Sao Paulo, and fitness industry. So that's me.
Hopefully, with
Very happy
Michelle,
to be here.
hopefully with Michelle, we're going to be offering yoga to everybody in the community.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I'm very grateful for their time and their energy and their effort here.
Our pleasure.
Can we have Liana Fricka?
Hello, how is everyone? I'm Liana Fricker. I'm founder of The Inspiration Space. We are a community for startups, and we support them with business development, mentoring, and fellowship. We are based in Surrey, but COVID means that our business is now 100% online. So over the past few weeks, we've had people joining us from as far away as the States, the Midlands, the Isle of Wight, and Oxfordshire. So I'm very excited to be here.
Thank you very much. And lastly, is there a Nicola Millington around? Is they still here? Nicola Millington?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Thank you, Gil. My name's Nicola Millington. I'm the founder of a PR agency called FP Comms, and we focus on what we call ethical businesses and growing legacy businesses. So I'm both a mentor and a mentee because I think you could always learn, but I've been working in the industry for over 15 years. So I've got a little bit of information to pass on as well for anyone that needs mentorship in PR.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Alex, I'm going to let you go back to the regular scheduled program, but I just wanted to give people opportunity to just hear who else was here and hear who else you had in the community. I really want to create opportunities for us to learn and meet each other for over the next 6 months. So hopefully we get to, and it's nice to see who we have here. Thank you so much for signing up and joining us. I really do appreciate you all. You can go now. You can go, Alex.
Rookie error, not able to unmute. Typical. Of course it would be me, right? Okay, so hi all. My name's Alex, as you can see on screen. I am taking care of everything from a learning and development perspective on this specific project. And I wanted to talk to you about what the contents of the program that I've designed from a mentor perspective look like, and also how we can get a couple of other bits and pieces out of this from the content that we've got, the resources that we've got, all these different things. But first of all, I wanted to speak to you all about what mentoring actually is, so that we're all on the same page when it comes to actually pairing and then getting started on this journey. So in terms of the definition, we understand mentoring as being basically the things that help people to develop more quickly and also more effectively. And it's a relationship designed to help people to build confidence, and I suppose from the mentor's perspective to support the mentees, but also from the mentee's perspective, they should be able to take control of all of their work and all of the effort and all of their own development. So effectively, it's almost that tutelage without having that firm teacher at the front of the class. A mentor is someone who is definitely experienced and is able to share various different pieces of knowledge and information, their own experience, and help support the development of the mentee. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the mentee has to be inexperienced. The mentee has experience. It's just that the mentor has specific knowledge and specific experience in certain things that may help to accelerate the progress and also the learning and development of the mentee. So in an effective mentoring relationship, we are looking at from this perspective as seeing a two-way learning opportunity for both parties. We want it to be encouraging, we want it to be sharing, we want to be learning on both sides. So I'm going to ask you this question. I'd love to see in the chat panel what you think a mentor actually is. I'm just going to keep a lookout on the chat panel to see what people come up with. Because we speak about mentors all the time. We speak about coaches all the time. Marissa comes in with a support network, definitely. I see someone that can provide guidance and support. Why sounding board? I like that. I really, really like that. With your best interests at heart. We've got guidance, support, enthusiasm, positivity. Cool, they're coming through thick and fast. Fantastic. So, oh, I love a voice of reason, at least a listener, someone who provides guidance, someone who creates space. I really like that from Carmen. Really, really like that one. Someone who guides you on the right path. Thank you, Rizzy. Cool, we've got some really, really good suggestions here as well. So an optimist, there's tons of stuff. Okay, cool. So I can see that everyone's kind of thinking in the same way, where we're seeing things around, encouraging self-reflection, encouraging insight into a career, and also, the work itself and what they do as a mentor, supporting and encouragement. I'm seeing that all the way through. I'm also seeing different perspectives as well. So people saying words like empowerment, that sounds as if you're bringing in your perspective to help someone be the best that they can be. Cool. I'm seeing all the right words. I love it. Okay, cool. So it sounds as if we're all on the same page then. So if I were to ask you this question, and it's a slightly different question to the one I've just posed, what do mentors provide? We've had a few suggestions, such as creating a safe space, but what else do they provide? So I can see Kat put forward providing a reflective space and taking different perspectives, reassurance, listening, perspective, knowledge, a sounding board, the truth. I like that. The truth is a really, really big one. And I suppose it's a tricky one, because sometimes we hear the truth and it's not exactly what we want to hear, but the mentor is trusted in that sense for sure. Extra knowledge, different perspective, belief in the mentor. I love that. Safe space, objectivity. That's a really important word. I like that. Cool, I'm seeing so many good responses here. Critical feedback. And just for the record, just so everyone, I suppose, kind of sees it from the perspective of how this program has been designed. Most people will talk about feedback in a very specific way. We talk about positive feedback, and then we talk about constructive feedback. Now, both positive and constructive, or if you prefer negative, is fine as long as it's specific. If it's general pieces of feedback, and this goes both ways, the mentee speaking upwards to the mentor and also the mentor speaking upwards to the mentee, either way, we want to make sure that it's very specific around something that someone can do, a behavior. So in terms of the feedback that we're looking to get from both sides of this relationship that you're about to embark upon, is to ensure that we have all of the information that's put forward as feedback to help towards each other's personal development, for it to be things that not necessarily are done wrong, but things that could be done differently. Not to say that that's rubbish, but to say it could be better if you did something different, and giving some examples of what that is, or asking some coaching questions around what could be done differently. It's a slight difference in terms of phrase. But ultimately, we see mentors, thank you everyone for your suggestions, by the way. We see mentors as creating the safe space and really focusing on the future. And when mentors focus on the future, it's about the what. Focusing on that future has the aim of developing and also committing to those learning goals. And the mentors, as I go through the Train the Mentor program, I'll be really focusing in very heavily, I suppose, on SMART goals and how we can get those goals forwards as something that's actually tangible, something you can actually take with two hands and run with. But then also to make sure that we have lots of information flying forwards to ensure that all of those goals can be met. And if they're not being met, to figure out where things can be course corrected. Ultimately, the objective of having a mentor is to open horizons, to give the valuable information that the mentee needs. But we want to make sure that mentees don't feel like this. Mentors shouldn't be making mentees feel stressed, feel pressured to have judgment placed upon them, to have very strict timelines. And of course, everyone has certain deadlines in their personal life as well as in their professional life. But we want to make sure that that's open and both sides are able to communicate on things, because life happens, things change. We know and acknowledge the fact that even if you say, I'm going to do this by the end of the week, sometimes it's just not possible. And that's okay in this space. We want both sides to be okay with actually communicating when things are going well and also when things aren't necessarily going to plan. One other thing that we want to make sure is that the mentors don't just pull rank to say, I'm more senior, I know what's going on, I've been in industry for 15, for 20, for 50 years. That in this space it's not as important. We want to make sure that the mentors have a really open framework in terms of how they speak to the mentees. And it's really important that, we don't have mentees looking like this, but equally that mentors don't look like this as well. We want people to have those spaces to be able to communicate both ways. And I mean, ultimately, I think this image that I chose kind of sums it up nicely. We want to see the mentor helping the mentee up, not necessarily right from the bottom and the base of the mountain, but the mentees are already seeing some of the highlights from the top. They're already able to see what's going on. They can already see what success looks like. It's to help enhance that experience and give them that leg up to where they really need to be. And ideally, we want the mentors to be able to help you in that same way. So let's talk through some expectations. On this program, we want to make sure that all of our mentors are giving a minimum of 2 interactions per month, one of which we would expect to be a mentoring session. And I'll come into a little bit more detail on that in the next slide. But the second can literally just be a check-in via email, a WhatsApp, a message, a call, a video call if you want. Whatever it is, just a form of communication to help actually just check in. And to make sure that both sides are in agreement on that, we want that to be discussed as often as needs to be. So it might be a case that 1 month you'd prefer to have a couple of WhatsApp messages just to check in with each other and make sure things are okay. In other months, you may prefer just to have an email. In certain months, you may be struggling with something. You may want to have another video call, and both sides need to agree to that. But bare minimum, we want 2 interactions, one being a mentoring session, another just being any form of communication that both parties are okay with. We recognize that people are busy, both in their professional and also personal lives. So we want to make sure that if you want to do more and if you can do more, you have the capacity to do more in terms of this relationship, go for it. We're not going to say no. If you want to have 3, 4, 5 mentoring sessions and that's okay on both sides, by all means, go for it. It's completely up to you how you want that relationship to be built and also how you want it to go going forwards as well. And of course, we want to have those open and free conversations that we've been speaking through in some of your suggestions, but also as I've been saying. And we want there to be, I suppose, a set theme to certain conversations. Later on in this deck, I'm going to present to you the various different themes that we have set across each and every month. So that way it makes a bit more sense about what I'm speaking about. But we want the mentors to kind of keep to those themes as much as possible. We acknowledge that it's a conversation. So of course, there are going to be tangents. There are going to be other things that are far more important than the themes that we have designed. Yet, we would like for those themes to still be followed through on. Mentors will be expected, as you've all said, to provide guidance to the mentees based on the specific experience to the best of your ability. And for this, we want there to be timely responses. So the reasonable time frame that we expect for communications is roughly 3 business days. If you don't hear back from the mentor or even the mentee, send another message just to check in, make sure they're okay. But if we can agree to roughly 3 days as an absolute maximum, of course, emergencies happen, we can understand that. Do tell us if anything does happen. We also expect that all mentees, that's the Black business owners, to understand that they'll be responsible for their growth. Any progress that you come forwards with and you're able to present back either to your business, to your family, to your friends, and also to your mentor, We want it to be a case that that is part of the communication, that is part of the conversation. The mentor is there to help guide you through some of that progress, and also to provide various different tools and also recommendations to help you accelerate. But ultimately, it's the mentees that have to do the work to make their own business successful. But of course, you can call upon any of the mentor's expertise. And also, as you've seen, we've got a really wide community here of over 1,000 people to call upon. So in some cases, your mentor may not be the right person to ask for some information or even some advice, and that's fine. Your mentor doesn't necessarily have to be the master and the absolute knowledge bank of everything business. There could be certain elements that that mentor may prefer to say, you know what, I don't actually know everything that you need for this question or on this topic. And that's fine. We want that to be okay on both sides. But we've got plenty of people in this program who can help and support each other. And everyone, pretty much from what we've seen, is willing to do so. If there are any issues that you face when it comes to this program, please do reach out to us. The outreach email address, which I will share a little bit later in the chat panel, but you'll also hear from Renee a bit later when it comes to actually getting some of those email communications out to you, is the email address that you contact. And if that's everything from any complaints, that's anything from maybe it's a case that the relationship isn't working. We realize that, you know, we're dealing with people here. Thanks, Akil. We're dealing with people here. So in some cases, the relationship just doesn't feel right. And that's fine. We've got plenty of mentors in this program. We've got plenty of mentees in this program. We have built-in flexibility. So if your pairing doesn't seem to work for either of you, it's fine to step away. And I'll speak to more on that a bit later. We also have a community page, which allows us to communicate via LinkedIn. So again, I'll be sharing that in a little bit more detail via some of the emails that will be coming out. But just so everyone has the link, there it is in the chat panel, just under Akil, who's just shared the outreach email address as well. Earlier, I mentioned about those monthly sessions that you'll have. These are to be, as it says on the screen, monthly 1 hour mentoring sessions. But of course, if you want to go more than that, if you want to have 2 sessions, 3 sessions, perfectly fine. What we ask is that each and every session doesn't go any longer than 90 minutes. Again, this is to help maintain the boundaries between professional and personal life. So making sure that people are able to recharge as and when they need to, and tend to the personal things that they have in their lives as well. But like I said earlier, communicate with each other. We don't really mind how you communicate. We don't care what platform you use, whether it's Zoom, whether it's WhatsApp, whether it's Hangout, whether it's Whereby, whatever. As long as you're able to communicate and as long as you're able to get at least 1 mentoring session in per month, we're happy. That's pretty much what we expect. Now, to make sure that everything works smoothly, we have a set of codes of conduct as well as values. Our first code is to tell us if there is any problem, that's any problem at all, please do tell us. We promise to do our very best to help. We've got that email address that Akil just shared in the chat panel. That's your first port of call to send anything to us and let us know that something needs to be addressed. And that could be anything. That could be a case of, you know, maybe something's changed in your personal life and you're not able to continue on with this program. Just let us know. Be explicitly specific to avoid anxiety. I'm pretty sure that most people can relate to when someone asks you a question and saying, oh, are you free to talk tomorrow? And doesn't tell you why. That anxiety can be a lot. So we want everyone to be explicitly clear with exactly what it is that you want to talk about, when you want to talk about it as well, so that expectations are understood on both sides. Ultimately, we want to make sure that if you're going to ask that type of question, say what it's about. So you ask something like, are you free to talk about XYZ? Or do you have time to discuss this, that, and the other? Be very, very specific. We also want to make sure that you are able to develop meaningful relationships, and questions are going to be asked on both sides. Go and learn more about each other. Go and ask more questions. Grow together. There's going to be plenty of opportunities to do this. And I feel that with anything mentoring, anyone who's been a mentor before and anyone who's been a mentee before will definitely be able to say that it's a two-way thing. We want this to become a relationship that you can easily call upon at any time, past this program as well. Confidentiality is incredibly important, especially when it comes to business. So everyone participating in this program, we must agree that to our terms and conditions when it comes to confidentiality. We have that written in state. So Akil will be able to distribute that in far more detail as time goes forwards. Everything that's discussed and also shared must be kept between the mentor and the mentee unless agreed otherwise. Even if it's a case of contact details, say if there's a lucrative business opportunity where you feel the mentor or the mentee could benefit, ask them first. It's really important to do that. We've had a question in the chat panel around GDPR. Akil, do you mind speaking to us all about what terms and conditions we have in line for GDPR adherence and compliance?
Let's see, can you hear me? Am I still here?
Yep, can hear you.
All right, cool. With regards to GDPR, that's exactly we have permissions in place, and exactly why we're making sure that like people will be wrapped up before 4 o'clock. These together, I'll get in all this.
Oh, your audio is quite choppy again, Akil.
I'll answer the GDPR question via email.
I think that's probably best. Cool. So Akil will make sure that you get an email out with regards to all of our terms and conditions of confidentiality, including GDPR as well. Let's move on to our values. In terms of our values, we want everyone to be able to just talk it out. When it comes to speaking around anything though, be mindful of the tone when you're speaking to other people. You know, this is a safe space. We want everyone in this program to feel safe. We want them to feel as if they can share thoughts and ideas and feelings. And we want everyone to be as open as you like. You might be asked some uncomfortable questions by your pair. So whether it's a case of an uncomfortable story that might be asked about or something like this, it's okay to say no to certain things. It's okay to also be very open and very candid, very relatable to some of the stories that you may want to share. And that's fine. We want it to be a case of a personal conversation between the two parties. If you disagree with anything and you can't find common ground, it's okay for both parties to agree to disagree. We want this to be as harmonious as possible. It's also okay to step away. So if the pairing doesn't work for you, it's fine for you to tell us and step away from that pair. As I said before, we've got plenty of different people that we can pair each other around with, and we have the abilities to shuffle people as needed and recreate new pairings with a variety of different options. So just let us know. Another important one is to not go silent. If your circumstances change, do communicate with us. We don't want anyone to go silent and disappear. We also want everyone to be resourceful. There's tons of information out there on the internet. There's tons of information out there, even on the Mentor Black Businesses website, especially once you log in to the platform to be able to see all of the other mentors and the other mentees and all of the other video content, the masterclass stuff that Akil was talking about also. Check there first. Then, if there's anything that you can't find, let us know. We're more than happy to help wherever possible. But ideally, we want for the mentors and the mentees to learn with each other and also from each other. Be mindful of other people's time and space. We'd rather people ask right from the start, what time do you have to put into this pairing? It's a fair question. If it's literally just 1 hour after work per week, then that's fine. At least then it's understood on both sides. It's also worthwhile asking when is a good time to communicate with each other. So that way you don't send WhatsApp messages or even any other emails or something like this at a time that doesn't work for either party. We want everyone to be friends here. Mentors and mentees should be friends in this case. And no one is the boss. Everyone has the ability to contribute and share to every single engagement that you have with each other. But it's important to always ask for permission. We want everyone to ask and discuss, not to necessarily tell and it to be, I'm telling you something. We want it to be a case of everyone coming in and saying, right, I want to be able to discuss this with you. Is that okay? Person says yes, and then you go forwards and discuss. We don't like assumptions. We want everyone to be in the know and okay with everything that's coming forwards. Also, deliver to the best of your abilities. We want every person on this project to feel as if they're working with the other pair's best and most valuable client. It's an important relationship that you're going to be forming here. And if your mentor doesn't know something, or even if your mentee doesn't know something, it's fine for you to ask anywhere for some assistance. Equally, knowing that this is in part a networking experience also, you may decide that you want to do some work for or with the mentor or even with the mentee. And in this case, we want to make sure that all of this is paid work. It shouldn't be assumed that just because you're a mentee or just because you're a mentor, you should be doing work for free. The mentoring program itself enables us to connect with a variety of different people and talented individuals. So make sure that you treat each other like the professionals that you are. We've got the framework to make sure that everything is as safe as possible. We want it to be a nurturing environment for everyone. And this has been set up just so. It's really important that you kind of think around what specific things you want to work on as a mentee, but also as a mentor in this relationship. And it's important to think around various different topics, of course, and those things will come up as and when you have your discussions. But we've got a couple of topics that have been designed to help theme each and every one of your month's worth of conversations. In August, so next month, we would love for everyone to talk about your value proposition, what it is that you're selling, be it a product, be it a service, whatever. We want it to be nice and clear around what it is that you're offering to anyone who wants to do business with you. And of course, we want to have a focus on well-being as well. We want in September to focus on effective two-way communication, be that speaking with a client, be that speaking with another business. Whatever that communication looks like for you in your business, we want that to be at the forefront of your conversations in September. In October, we'd like to have everyone discussing financial awareness. And financial awareness is a tricky one. Some people may be more confident than others in this area. And we do have those various different partners that we've partnered with that Akhil mentioned earlier, such as the Lloyds Banking Group, who are able to offer those masterclasses. So don't worry if you're not the industry expert. Just whatever you know and whatever you're able to share in terms of advice, go for that. In November, we'd like for people to focus on what you have in terms of your administration and your paperwork, how organized all of your business and all of your engagements are. So if at any point you get asked to complete an audit, I've got that documentation right there. And these are the sorts of conversations that we'd like for everyone to have in November. When it comes to what we want to cover in December, it's all about the team. What you need in place to be able to scale up, to be able to work with other people, and to make sure that you have everything that you need to be successful and survive. And then in January, we want to have more of a reflective month where we're focusing on how you have grown, both as mentors and also as mentees. And to help with this, we've got a number of different resources. The first one that you've seen today, the My Values document, we would love for everyone, now that you've at least started that document, and for those who haven't had a chance, don't worry, we'll make sure that we send out a Word copy to everyone as well. I've put that on my list of things to make sure that goes out to everyone. We've got a number of different documents also in the pack. So we've got a monthly action plan that talks through what it is that you have learnt, both mentors and mentees, but also what you're going to do differently during that month after your mentoring session. So this means that you're actually putting into play some of those things that you specifically want to do. We've got those masterclasses. I'll be creating videos for the mentors, which I'll speak to in just a moment, but also I've created a mentor's guide and also a mentee's guide, which will go out next week. At the end of every session, we would love to hear back from you, and we realize that you'll have your different sessions at different points in the month. So at the end of every month, you're going to have a monthly survey even, where you're going to be able to tell us how you've grown. But also, just before we get started, so this month, within the next 2 weeks, we're going to be sending you a pre-program survey just to see where your level is at right now, so we can see what your growth looks like over time. I had a question in from Krishan asking whether we can define what well-being is in this context. So there are a number of different questions that I've designed that speak towards the well-being of the mentees. And it's also things for the mentors to consider as they're going through. It's quite difficult in some cases to stay on top of everything in a business, as I'm sure everyone can relate to. So to ensure that everyone is able to have the mental fortitude to, in some cases, really battle through tough times, but also to ensure that you're able to look to your community that you have around you as an individual and see what help you can get from not only your mentor or mentee, but also some of your family, some of your friends. We've got various different questions around that to make sure that you as a professional, but also as an individual, a person who has their own personal lives, will be able to thrive in this space. So speaking to all the mentors, I recognize that we have lots of people in our mentor group who have mentored before, but I know there are also some people who have not mentored before. Either way, I want to set a specific level. So I will be delivering next weekend, and you will have seen in yesterday's comms, and if not, we'll make sure that that gets sent out again, a session to be able to go through all of these information points to make sure that everyone has all of those specific prompts and make sure that everyone's able to have those really successful mentoring relationships. So in this mentor session, we'll be covering topics such as what is mentoring in a far more detail, but also covering what mentoring is not. So that way you can compare and contrast between some of the conversations that you may have had before, but also are going to have going forwards. We're going to be talking about creating SMART goals, various different communication techniques, but also various different questioning techniques. We'll talk through active listening and also how to facilitate different discussions with a variety of different people. If you haven't seen the link already, I'll just pop the link in the chat function for all of the mentors to subscribe to that session happening next week. And if you're not available, don't worry. We will make sure that it is videoed so that way you're able to catch up on it later. And when I say videoed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 5 videos or 5 video series, which are going to be available online on our platform. So the mentors are able to log in and have a look at any of that content as and when they need to. This will be far more of a deep dive than I will be able to do in a 2-hour session, because as you can appreciate, there's tons of detail in some of this stuff. But this session will allow us to kind of communicate around some of these concepts and themes and speak in a lot more detail around how we can apply some of this stuff. In the videos that I'm going to make sure that everyone has access to in the mentor community, you'll have far more detail in those specific themes. To make sure that we have all of our mentors able to facilitate those discussions and also to learn from each other and build a real mentors community, I've designed something called Mentors Safe Space. This will happen monthly on the last Saturday of every month, and I'll just pop those dates up on screen. And it will allow us to come forwards as a mentoring group led by me to be able to discuss what's worked well, what sort of things you think could have gone better, and ask each other for some support on how to deal with certain conversations, how to deal with certain questions, what specific resources you have as a mentoring community to be able to provide to the mentees so that you're setting up the mentees for a lot of success. So on these sessions, again, they're completely open to anyone who wants to come in and join. But if you're not available as a mentor, don't worry. They are happening monthly and you can join on any one of those. Last Saturday of every month, apart from in December, where I've chosen the 19th, just because I assume that most people won't want to dial into a call on the 26th of December. But other than that, we've got these sessions in place, allowing us to learn from each other and also set what best practice looks like. So to recap on the things that we have said so far today, we go live in terms of our pairing platform, I believe, on the 20th of July, so that's Monday. We have the Train the Mentor session led by me next week on the 25th from 2 p.m, but I'll be opening up 10 minutes earlier, so that way if anyone wants to dial in early, we've got you. On the 3rd of August, we have a Fearless Future session, which runs from 10 until 12, 2-hour session. And honestly, these people are amazing. Akil's been through their workshop. I've seen a lot of their materials. I think it's going to be amazing. What they specialize in is delivering content and delivering ideas and delivering conversation points on how to become anti-racist. This will make sure that each and every one of your mentoring opportunities and conversations, these will happen in such a way that doesn't perpetuate any of the racial, I suppose, ideologies that we want to navigate away from. So this session will be communicated. Don't worry if you haven't received an email about it just yet. We will set up those emails to send out to you. But just for everyone to know, it is also going to be recorded to a certain degree. We can't have all of it recorded just because of confidentiality. I just see that Becky just asked that question. So in that session, because we're going to be allowing people, and the facilitators will explain a lot more in detail. I'm not one of the facilitators on this one, but they'll have the ability to kind of draw upon various different biases and stereotypes and different ideas. And because we want that to be confidential, we're not going to record a lot of that session. However, there will be resources available around this topic. So if you're not available on that Monday, the 3rd of August, don't worry, we will still be able to support you. And really, from the 3rd of August, we want everyone to start mentoring. We have our first mentor safe space with me. That's going to be on the 29th of August, which I will make sure everyone has the link to subscribe to. And I think that's pretty much it. So for everyone who needs it, I will send my email address in the chat function so you can get in touch with me. You can also find me on LinkedIn. I know that quite a few have already sent me a LinkedIn request. So please, please, please send me some messages if you've got any questions. So, Akil.
I want to just like, so I just want to take a minute to just make a few notes or share a few notes before we like wrap up. So just a couple notes. Before we kicked off, we did a few focus groups and we tested out a few of our ideas. And so I just want to share with you some of the lessons just because it might just save us some questions. So with regards to DBS, the reason why we did DBS is because we understand that the community we're looking to serve isn't usually heard very well and isn't usually protected. And so we supposed to open up this conversation about safeguarding. Now, through testing this with some of the mentors, some of them, there's a little bit of a boundary. And so we've worked out some alternatives with some advice we've taken from some lawyers. And we're going to be going for proof of photo of ID and proof of address if you don't have a DBS check already. So that just gives you an alternative to be able to still participate, but for us to still validate who you are and who's around. If you haven't seen it as well, we'll be making a DBS policy to make sure it's clear about what we expect from those things and to make sure we're not like pushing away anyone that might actually be a great mentor. Outside of what we have planned here, between who you pair yourself with as a mentor, it's a completely brand new experience. We understand this. And so if you don't like your mentor, if you don't get along with your mentee, or if there's any frictions, please do remind yourself that the platform will facilitate you to unlink and unpair with this person and select another mentor. So do understand that you've got that flexibility in that space, and please do use our guidelines and us to support you as you go through this. We're here to support you. This is what we did this for. Just a quick correction, we're going to be launching the pairing platform on the 22nd. So that's what next Wednesday, not next Monday, but next Wednesday. The developers.
Sorry, Akil, sorry.
We've got a bit of testing to do. I like the testing before we launch. Lastly, the official program schedule with a lot of the partners and all the bookings and all that type of stuff. Yes, we'll be sending you key dates via email, but you'll also be able to book yourself in from the week commencing of the 27th of July. So we're gonna have through the portal, through the portal, we're gonna be able to give you all the information that you need as and when. Can you push the slides for me, Alex? There's no point in me trying to share screen here with my computer. I want to extend the sincere level of gratitude for everyone here. I'm very, 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 very grateful for everything that, like the whole team, everything that everyone's done, and that everyone's come out on the Saturday to really sit with us and be with us. Do mentors need to upload any info to the portal for mentees to make their decisions? So Joe, you'll be able to see that it's a call and response, and so a business will be able to request that you be their mentor, and then you can either accept or decline depending on your availability, and you'll be able to set your availability on the platform to see that if you want to be able, if you can take one mentor or two, all that stuff will be there for you. How do we access the portal? We're going to give you all of that information by Wednesday. So in the email, we're going to say, hey, we've gone live, and then it will be on the blackbusiness.mcsaatchi.com site, but those functionalities are not available yet. So we'll make those available. Sorry, it's just been 7 weeks, so everything that we wanted to launch just to get staggered. If I'm not DBS checked, right now, should I get myself checked, or can I? So John Collins, you can. What can you do? So if you don't have a DBS already, you can do photo ID and proof of address as an alternative. Do we still accepting DBSs though? Because I do believe in them. How do mentees find out about their skills, backgrounds, and the mentors? Think of it like LinkedIn. All of that stuff will be linked. You'll be able to see their profiles, their personality characteristics, and if that person's right for you. And so you'll be able to see, like, it's like going shopping, right? And read the ingredients, see if it's right for you. Put it in the cart, we try it out. If not, then just come back to the grocery store and get something else. Okay. I am going, Alex, can you go to the next slide, please? I just need to know the thank you slide. Yeah, I need everybody to see this. This wasn't done by me. No, it wasn't. It's a lie if you thought this was done by me all by myself. I had a whole team, and we're really, 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 really trying to deliver on great value for everybody. So I am just sincerely grateful for everyone, and yeah, we're done. What we can do now is if anyone wants to ask questions, I'm here. I'm gonna hang out for another 20 minutes. But thank you, I'm grateful to have you. I'm looking forward to this. My heart is full, all that type of stuff. Man, I sweated for this so hard. Like, you don't even know the cartwheels. But how I share the DBS code, I don't want to email. Giles, you should be able to get DBS certificate alternatively from a code to be able to upload your DBS form straight to the platform. Thank you, everybody. Alex, can you do me a favor, because my computer's restarted like 4 times, right? So
sure.
This chat, I need it.
yeah, I'm working on that.
Yeah, just even if it's a control select all thing, I just need it.
Yeah, sure. I got you.
Just to let everybody know, if we need, what's the job? If people like to post up jobs on our platform, please do let us know. We're gonna have a process for that. For organizations who are really doing business, it's gonna cost you a fee, but that's just so we can keep the network going. Yeah.
And of course, we've got our LinkedIn page as well that you're able to put information up to.
Yeah, we'll be able to do that. Yeah, I think they can stop. We can stop sharing the screen now. They can see our face. I'm going to stop live streaming as well. I think that's burning a lot of energy in my computer.